if there's one thing I can say about this client is that she's never boring. So, when she booked this, she more or less said, "Tennis court, Converse, bikini, nighttime." which that's typically her. She likes the flash look. And this time she wanted, a really, deep flash look at night. Now here's the issue. She wasn't at this tennis court or this park uh, 2 weeks ago, and she was actually arrested and given a ticket for after hour trespass. And I'm like, we're not going to go through that again. So let's do this at dusk before it does become night, and we'll just make it look like it's nighttime. And that's what I did. So I grabbed the Godox V100 because I knew that would give me enough power in this flip octa box. I love that flip octa, by the way. It has that locking mechanism. So, it's not just the magnet. I grabbed the lightweight stand that I have, the aluminum lightweight, which is really, really inexpensive. I'll leave that link for the Amazon in it. I love those other stands that I have a lot better, the carbon fiber, but I knew I would be doing this kind of stuff. Now, when we got here, there was too many people on his tennis courts, and the one, tennis court that was open had a net that was down. So I said, let's just shoot over here until somebody leaves, and then we'll use the tennis court with a good net. So that's what we did. And, I wanted her up in this log because I wanted to get this guy in and everything. But man, that was hard to do because there was a slight breeze, and just that slight breeze was pulling that stand down because I was holding it with one hand. Not that it's heavy with the V100 and the thing, but since I had it up so high because she was standing on the log, it would tend to tip when the wind just gave a little breeze. Okay, that first one, I don't know if you can see me because I don't have my screen up, but we're at manual. I'm at ISO 125. We want to darken it just a little bit. She wants dark with a flash look, so that's what we're doing. The flash power is 1/8. I started off at 1/32, went to 1/8 just to get it in. And I'm shooting at 1/200th of a second at f2.5 with the Viltrox 40mm 2.5 plastic fantastic. Anyway, let's get over to the tennis courts and get to the shots that she wants. Now, I know that 1/8 seems kind of low for a Speedlight in a softbox, but it was plenty of power. Because remember, I'm shooting at dusk, so I don't have to be in high speed sync. And high speed sync to regular flash, there's a major difference. It's like half the power. But we set our base here, and I wanted to make sure, and I show them to her quite often through this because she wants this look, this specific look. So I wanted to make sure I was getting what she wanted. And she was thrilled with the look. So, we're able to shoot on and make sure everything is good, periodically throughout. But it looks lighter than it is with a video camera, obviously. But it was probably 20 minutes to 15 minutes before full sundown. So it was kind of dark out. But this is, killing it without a problem. That V100 in the softbox, it really works well. And that SMDV flip octa, I think it's the 28-inch. It works fantastic. I still not have not gotten the grid for it, which I really want to get. I didn't get the grid originally because I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to use this with a speed light, so that grid's going to eat up most of the power. But after using the V100 since it's been out, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to get the grid because this thing has enough power to handle the grid without question, which I think would have made this shoot just a little bit more unique. And now, don't get me wrong, this did a good job, and this dark look that we're getting out of the photos is exactly what she wanted. And it's not my type of shooting. I would love to see the backdrop, the background in here a little bit more, but you know, despite it being a fence and woods, I just think it would have brought a little bit more to the images. But the client is always right, and I am more than pleased to give the client exactly what they want. I'm just going through the images to make sure this is what she wants, and this is the angles she wants, and we were getting everything perfectly. So that made the rest of the shoot pretty easy. Now, I'll show you a photo coming up without the flash so you can see, because it's dark. There's a little bit of ambient coming in, but not much at all. I mean, not enough to pull out an image.
Um, but yeah, the shoot went really well. I gotta say that, like I'm using the Nikon, the Z7 II, and everybody says, the camera's terrible for autofocus and all that other stuff. There's no issue with this autofocus whatsoever on this camera. Even with the third party lens, it works fine. Can it struggle in dark? It can if you're not paying attention, if you're not doing your job as a photographer. Um, but other than that, it works fine, and I use the Z7 II for events all the time as well because it's a lightweight camera, and I just love the files from it. This sensor is fantastic. It's the same sensor from the Z7, which is what, uh, 2019. You know, don't don't overlook this. If you're looking for a camera, with a higher megapixel, that works just fine, this is it's a bargain now. I think you can get these things used for like 1,500 or $1,600. But I'll never give up mine because I love it too much. And I haven't been showing it a lot on this channel. I've shown the ZF a couple times, which I absolutely love as well. But this camera is just the images I got from this over the years are spectacular. And I did start with the Z7, uh, the one with one card slot, which drove me crazy because I can't shoot professional jobs on location with one card slot. I did use it in the studio for my professional work because I was in the studio and was able to control it and make sure I had the images. But I wouldn't use it for events and so forth. So when the Z7 II came out, I immediately grabbed it. It was like, the day it came out, I got that one and sold my Z7. But honestly, if you're not doing this professionally, you can pick up a Z7 for even less. It's the same sensor, same image quality. Here's one without the flash, so you can see that. But yeah, it was a great shoot. It was successful because I provided the images exactly the way the client wanted them. And I did enjoy the shoot and had a lot of fun with it. I think the images are great, for her. But, the client's always right. But yeah, they are very cool images. And, this just shows what this V100 can do because it's impressive in this softbox. Anyway, thanks for watching as always. If you have any questions, leave them below.